What's up, guys? I'm Harshil Shukla, and this is Mango Bay.
Mango Bay, Mango Bay.
Mango Bay.
Mango Bay, Mango Bay, Mango Bay, Mango Bay, Mango Bay, your Mango Bay.
For the exclusive content, don't forget to join our Patreon at patreon.com/MangoBay. Mango
Bay.
Welcome to Mango Bay.
Mango Bay, one-stop shop for
Jinx.
South Asian recklessness. We are two best boys, Usama Siddiquee,
Pranav Behari.
bringing you the tamasha, the South Asian wilderness. Today, patreon.com/MangoBay. Get on it.
Yeah.
Exclusive content, you already know. It's the best.
Yes.
Today, one of our really good friends.
Oh, we love this guy.
We found love with this guy separately almost. Like we hung out with him separately through different aims, through different hangs.
Well,
and found the same love.
I know. He's like, he's like my Hindutva
Yes.
friend. You know what I mean? He's my Hindu
Quick with the
fundamentalist
labels
friend.
right here.
Don't even say his name. Let's leave it at that.
Hindutva comedian extraordinaire.
Boy, Jesus.
Hindutva, Mr. Hindutva, I call him. We got our boy
Harshil Shukla.
What's up?
Dude, I love you
doing?
so much. You're like
I love you
a
both.
very good boy of ours.
Love you both individually.
We never hang out together as a team, which is
Actually,
No.
I don't.
No.
Which is so
it's-
weird.
This
We
is
do the
weird for
really
me.
believe in dosa hang,
Yeah,
but that's
yeah.
with a bunch of other brown comics.
It's like Harshil is the shades of both of us, right? So he has like the Hindutva side.
Yeah.
He's also like a nefarious monster on the streets. So
Yes, he
like
is.
both of our things are connected through him.
Yeah.
He's a rakshas in the sheets, if you know what I'm saying.
A yogi in the streets, Raksha in the sheets.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
He's already regretting this.
Yeah.
He was excited.
yeah.
I saw Harshil last night at the show. Sorry, Harshil.
No, no.
By way of intro, you got a haircut for this.
Yeah.
Okay,
It coincided with this. Usama gives me 12 hours heads up before he asked me to do this.
Yeah.
So, but it coincided.
He
well.
came in his peak cutie pie form.
I did.
Last
I did.
night he's like, should I bring my harmonium? I'm like, dude, there is nobody to
That
fuck
was
here.
that
There's
was for
nobody to
Usama.
fuck
I know
here.
he secretly loves it when I play for him.
I do.
He loves it.
On Harshil's stories, every third story is like him playing harmonium for a different person, you know? I'm in other people's stories. You know what I mean? It's like Shukla serenading me with harmonium, and then I look, and it's like Brendan Sagalow. I'm like, what? Like, who the fuck who are these people you're playing
It's
harmonium
always a
for?
repost, but I make them post it.
I know.
So it like doesn't look.
I know,
like
I
it's
know,
me.
I know.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what's so funny is like we talked about this harmonium thing in a different episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of Mango Bay.
You did.
And one of your friends found it and
Yeah.
wanted to whistleblow us.
I know.
Yeah, this is Big Ram.
I got people out there.
This is our boy Big
Dude.
Ram.
Shout out Big Ram.
Shout out Big Ram. This is the Pen Masala connection. This
It
is the,
is.
the other
It
thing
is.
about Harshil. Harshil, also famous, performed at the White House with Pen Masala.
I did.
For
Did back
Obama.
I did back in the day.
Yeah.
He saw all those pedophiles and just didn't do anything besides serenade them.
Yeah.
Wow. You like
He
singing
went to go
people?
serenade the deep states.
Wow. That's your thing, dude? Huh?
Yeah, it's the East Room is beautiful, dude. I guess.
This guy drones like Lebanon. You're like, I used to be.
Well, that-
Another note, like Harshil and Pen Masala also performed on Epstein's Island. So that was the other.
He paid well.
He paid
He was a
well.
corporate
Why
gig.
get a radio when we can have Harshil's beautiful voice
Yeah.
as the soundtrack?
Little known
to
fact
take
about-
Can we talk about Pen Masala a little bit?
Yeah, we can talk
because
about it.
I didn't realize how famous Pen Masala actually is, but it is a famous thing.
Yeah. I mean, I knew about Penn Masala. Like, I grew up in like very rural white places across America, and me and my sister like knew about Penn Masala living in like a town of 1,000 people in North Dakota.
Yeah.
Like, so like its reach amongst like our generation of brown people was big. They were in this like movie American Desi. Do you guys remember?
I
that?
remember with yo, where my Dundee at?
Yeah. With like Cal Penn doing like way
Cal
too much
Penn, yeah.
accent.
Yeah,
Like,
but
way-
he's got the Krishna shirt
Yeah,
on.
way worse than Aquafina's ever done.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
everyone's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey, he's fine.
Yeah.
People forget that he was Jamie Kennedy before, you know?
Yeah,
He
was.
was the brown Jamie Kennedy.
He really was,
Yeah, he was. And so I knew about the group, and I was like, oh, whoa, they're like cool brown dudes, and I never knew really any brown dudes. And like they're mixing like the music that like my dad plays in the car with like stuff that my sister and I would like hear on the radio. Like that was pretty cool. And then like coincidentally, I also got into like singing and choir and musical theater. And got into Penn and like I
on the Pen Masala scholarship.
on the Penn, which does exist. There
No,
is
shut
a
up.
Penn Masala
Shut
scholarship.
up.
Yeah. Shout out
It's
the alums that have endowed the scholarship.
It's Indian scholarship, so it's like $20.
Yeah, exactly.
Take it, go. It's not that much money you'd use.
You get free garlic naan at Taj.
Unlimited naan.
Unlimited garlic naan, but don't bring the fat friends.
Endless naan.
Yeah. Non-stop naan.
Non-stop naan.
Non-profit.
Non-profit. So yeah, and I joined the group my freshman year, and then was in it all 4 years. Was the president my senior year, and like it was really cool. Like I don't know, like the fact that when I reflect on it now, like we were like 18 to like 21-year-old kids, 17 to 21-year-old kids, like producing albums every 2 years, like touring and shit. Like it's pretty cool. It was fun.
What are the Pen Masala groupies like? Does that exist?
There's like, I mean, we would tour a lot, and so like there would be like after parties at like these schools and stuff, and, like which was like fun. That was a good time. You know, I don't think I fully appreciated.
And then after the love party is the motel lobby.
It's just like Dr. Patel standing there. It's like, welcome to the hotel.
Yeah.
You're with Nisha. Go in that room. He's like assigning us people. But no, I don't think I appreciated like the cool cultural experience that it was until now. Also, then it's just like, oh, we're doing this cool shit. Like, oh wow, like there's after parties. Like we're traveling. But now, like I think about all like the older aunties and uncles that were really moved by it, and we were just like, okay, we want to talk to the college kids. But it was really cool. And so,
did you bang any elfs, any aunties? I'd like to.
Dude, what was funny?
Barnegate?
Like we would do some shows that were like sponsored by like very religious organizations. And so like and one time it was like a Gujarati one, and I found that out once we got there. And so like I spoke Gujarati on stage, and everyone was like, wow, like it was cool. And then I was like in the green room like afterwards, and then I come out and there's like a row, like 5 to 6 like aunties standing there, and this uncle comes up to me and he's like, Harshil, all the aunties are mad on you. They are mad on you because they want to talk to you about their daughters. And I was like, is this a joke? And they were all like, hello, caste. Okay, good. Which town in Gujarat are you from? And I was like, this is way too real, dude. Like,
this is insane.
Yeah.
Also, like, you, if you're gonna bang the auntie after the Pen Masala show, you gotta find the short-haired type with the sleeveless.
Okay.
That's the auntie who's gonna, you know.
Yeah.
Like, who was like, I also sang in the.
Right. Yeah, she's into like poetry and stuff. Like, you know, she's down with the college kids. Yeah.
Guest?
Yeah.
Guest?
Okay. Good.
Brahmin. What kind Brahmin?
Yeah.
What sub-level?
Yeah. It's
That's
real.
true.
It's
That's
real.
a thing.
Yeah. Shout out all the Prashnora Nagars out there.
Yeah.
But
Pen Masala.
yeah,
dude.
man, it was cool.
Well, you need to understand too, like when we were growing up, we're the same age, right?
Yeah.
Pen Masala was the first cool brown thing ever.
Yeah.
Literally ever. Before that, it was MC Vikram Ludakrishna. That was
Yeah.
Russell Peters, which is a concept,
Right.
right? But no one our age was anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm older than you guys.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest, and I don't want to sound like a hater, but I'm not convinced that Pen Masala is cool. Is it cool?
I'm not saying for like white people. I'm talking about in the brown college group.
Okay.
Pen Masala was very cool.
This was a thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was cool.
When they were coming in, dude, every brown girl was like, can't wait to suck my first dick. Who do you want? I want Ram. I want Harshil. They had little trading cards. Like, it was crazy. Dude, Pen Masala in my brown, because I grew up around mad browns. I went to school with mad browns. I was browned up from the beginning.
Yeah.
In Texas.
Right.
Dude, Pen Masala was the shit.
Okay. And is
The
this
shit.
like a cappella music? Like what?
Yeah. So like I would never have joined an a cappella group otherwise, but because of like what Pen Masala was and like their kind of like imprint on like the culture and like they were cool. Like to me they were very cool.
Interesting.
And I was like, I want to.
I'm telling you from the other end, dude. It was
Interesting.
It was wild. Pen Masala was like, these girls were going crazy.
Yeah.
This is wild. This is like the Indian Menudo or the Indian Backstreet Boys or something, right?
Yeah, we were. It was like the Pen Masala was the first like South Asian a cappella group, and now they're like popped up everywhere.
Right.
So,
Well, when are they going to bust out commercially? You know what I mean?
I mean, they were in like Pitch Perfect 3 or whatever. Like they were in the movie, which was cool. It was after I graduated, but I think like because it's a always changing group, like the people graduate and then there's new kids that come in. There's not really like a continuity there.
Yeah.
So. But I mean, it's like a self-sustaining group, and like it's been going on for almost 30 years now.
Holy
so.
shit!
Yeah, 96 is when it started. Yeah,
It's like Jabberwockies where they just have rotating members.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like now there's like a Penn group that's in Penn. That
right.
does
You
the
have
work.
to like get into Penn to like be in the group. So
Why
it's, like,
didn't they just
interesting.
get famous like that? Those original guys could have just been.
Well,
oh,
this is like the lore, which
Yeah.
is like similar to like George Washington stepping down after 2 terms, kind of like that's told like these guys could have made it big, man. They could have. They had like a record label waiting for them. They're like, no, let's keep it at Penn. New kids are gonna come in, like we're all gonna become doctors and investment bankers
I love
and
that.
whatever.
You
And
know what? I
then-
think it was like all of them together went to their dads, and their dad's like, "We'll kill you if you do
Yeah,
that."
yeah, yeah.
And they're like, "No, I think we should probably just not do that,
Yeah.
dude."
You want to do Jum Jum Jaja forever?
Chum, chum, cha.
Get out! Get out!
You used to rule the. I rule your.
I really respect that though of the founders who were
yeah.
like, no, we're gonna keep this because you know why? It's like the college students need that outlet for their culture and a way of
Totally.
exploring their culture and shit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So if
yeah.
they had just taken that and been like, sorry guys, we're gonna go
Right.
make
Yeah.
limited money or whatever
Right.
to go and do this. I fully respect that. Dude.
Yeah. So,
That's great.
It was cool.
I wonder how much of a hold it has now in the culture. Probably not as much in terms of brown people because there was so much other shit
Right,
brown people can
right.
get into.
Yeah.
But again, like, dude, like when you were coming up, what is it? Just the guy from Soundgarden? That was the only Indian guy.
I didn't. You know what? The thing is, I didn't really
The Sum
clock.
41 guitar.
Yeah,
like,
kind of.
it's-
Yeah, but I'd be like, oh, in India.
Yeah,
But then I'd
yeah.
just be like, all right, keep it moving. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We were like 23andMe unofficially. That guy's 10%.
Yeah.
From Tamil Nadu.
Yeah.
And we were just like these like.
I examined his skull.
Yeah.
He's 13% Gujarati.
The day Lupe Fiasco said he prayed to Mecca, we're like, okay, we're done.
Yeah.
We got a guy. You'd have people like coming out of the bushes,
Yeah.
revealing secrets, like Akon went to Mecca once.
Yeah,
And you'd,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
go
yeah.
back.
You guys have all the cool people who go to Islam. We have like Julia Roberts.
Yeah. Dude, I remember
Moby.
when I was a kid. Like my dad was a fan of Richard Gere because he was Buddhist.
Yeah,
not even Hindu. He's like he's a Buddhist. He's a Buddhist. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty woman. Pretty good.
Hindu
Yeah.
adjacent.
Yeah. So it was that. It was like there was no one.
He thinks Pretty Woman is some Hindu allegory.
Yeah.
You bring that up.
Yeah.
There
Well,
was
I
a
guess
reference
before that,
to-
it was like the Beatles and shit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
George Harrison.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
like we really
Yeah.
peaked with that.
Yeah,
you
that's
know.
Dude, you're right. That was the first
Yeah.
legit
Ravi
American
Shankar and
Yeah.
crossover.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Oh, interesting. And then nothing for a long time. 70s, 80s had nothing. Brown.
I mean, that was like kind of 70s, but it was dying off in the 70s. 80s, nothing. 80s,
Iron
nothing.
Shake.
nothing.
Anybody?
Iron Shake.
Great Khali.
Yeah.
So okay, maybe we have
Great
some.
Kali. That guy's voice is nuts. He's like speaking Punjabi too. It's like, it's like, dude, stop.
But nobody
talking.
knows.
Yeah,
They think
yeah.
This is English.
Yeah.
He's saying dumb English right now.
Yeah.
So and then Penn Masala was like this fresh thing.
Yeah.
So you felt it. You didn't understand when you were going to different like colleges, bro. You weren't like girls were doing that that Beatles thing. They're like they weren't getting you to sign their.
It was
tits.
like there was like you could tell people were excited that we were there.
Yeah.
And like it was a fun time. I didn't really have like a proper college experience though, I don't think, because like it was always at practice all the time,
Yeah.
and then like touring all the time. So like I don't really feel like a connection to like my college per se, but to the group more so, and all like the alums and like
Fascinating.
The
I
guys
had no
yeah.
idea how fucking huge this
Huge,
was.
bro.
Yeah.
I was in the shadow of all this all the time because I was hosting these shows, right?
Right.
R2B2.
I know a story about you.
Oh God,
Yeah.
dude.
Let's hear the story.
I
know the
don't.
story.
I'm scared of it. This doesn't even seem like it's a good story.
No, it's not. It's not a bad story.
that means it's not a good
please,
story.
Please, go for it.
Okay, so this was after I graduated,
No.
and you were still in Dallas, I think, and they had a show at Dallas, and you were like hosting it, I think.
Yeah. Oh,
and then
God.
like you went up to like, and so like, we are like a full group, right? Our beatboxing is just like to support like the songs, right?
Oh.
And Usama like apparently went up to like the president of the group. He's like, hey man, we're gonna do like a beatbox competition, all right? Me and like your best beatboxer, and it's like some like Ramesh Ranganathan from like
I know the
like
story.
like a fucking computer science major who like just learned bass and hi hat on like the fucking thing, and so I'm like, yeah, no, it's gonna be fun. We're just gonna go like a little back and forth. It's like, totally fine. And they were all like, okay, like I mean, I guess like like if this guy really wants to do it, and then someone's like, you guys like Pen Masala? Because like all these girls were probably liking him, and that obviously rubbed him the wrong way. He's like, I get the pussy. I'm the brown guy that gets pussy. No one else. And so he's like, beatbox contest, all right? Let's just do it like live. And so like this guy was like, boots and skirts and boots, and then Usama went up there like, and then everyone's like, yeah, and then just shamed Pen Masala and for like
Dude,
the
Usama!
Dallas Plano community, dude.
Usama mogged.
Yeah.
You fucking mogged
That's
Penn
what
And
I
I'll do
Masala.
it again.
And that's how we get to the top.
And I'll do it
That's how
again.
you get to the top. This is 100% true. This is 100% real, right?
You never told me the story that you knew this.
Yeah, I think I did.
This
But
is the first time I've
yeah.
I did do this. Okay, can I get my retort?
Sure.
yeah.
Hilarious. I'm not Michael Douglas from fucking Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I eat you for dinner.
Yeah.
I thought he was better than he actually was. I didn't know he was going to be that bad.
Uh-huh.
I thought I was going to win, for sure. I will say that.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was going to be that fucking bad at the actual,
Poor
the
guy.
battle.
Poor guy.
Because, dude, he was doing like the background. I'm like, oh, that's your background, Pen Masala. I got
Right.
When you actually beatbox, here comes the skills. Bro, this guy was worse solo than he was,
Yeah.
than he was in a group. And I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah.
But then was I excited?
Yeah, you were very excited. You wouldn't have asked if you didn't know.
Yeah,
dude.
exactly. You knew.
Yeah.
You saw what you were dealing with. You're like, hey,
He's not like a 14-year-old Japanese kid on YouTube that felt like was
Yeah.
competition, right? Like he's like supporting like slow like Mohamed Rafi songs, and you're like, hey man, let's
And this is before I even had sex for the first time anyway. So I was like, I didn't even know what to do with women if I had them, I just wanted the attention of women in some coalesced way.
Yeah, yeah.
But I did think he was going to be better. He really sucked on the
I don't know who it was, so like no shade to
If
whoever
you
it was.
find him,
will.
look
I'll
into
find
the
who
camera and say sorry.
I'm not sorry. You're a loser, and go look up better sounds, dude. Also, I hope you're single and nobody loves you.
This is like if there was like a WWE for beatboxing or something. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like you really
Yeah.
bring hardcore Vince McMahon energy.
Oh yeah.
I'll be there
Yeah.
in the studio if you need me. Yeah, I have no sympathy, bro. If you don't come to the kitchen if you're not ready to cook.
Yeah, well, you kind of forced him in the kitchen.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
exactly.
didn't
Maybe
really have
I'm
a
the
choice.
Italian dad who said
Yeah.
go to the kitchen.
Yeah.
Get back to the kitchen.
Yeah,
I'll be
exactly.
there in a second.
Yeah.
I really did
He
not
just
know.
didn't even. This guy wasn't even a beatboxer. Really.
No.
He was just
Yeah.
like, we're gonna do a thing that I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Here
guys-
we go.
Yeah.
I did not think he was going to be that bad. I
Yeah.
thought he was going to have. It was going to be more.
But
of
this
like
is the thing that happens, like when like I was in the group and we'd like tour, like it'd be at the after party and like all these brown dudes would feel like threatened that like we were there, and they're like one time to one of our beatbox when I was in the group, they're like, yeah, you should like beatbox up there, and we were like, okay, like there's music playing, like I think it's gonna be fine. And the reason he did that, he like gave us a mic which was turned down purposefully, and his boy brought in a dhol. Yeah. And he's like, all right, jugalbandi time. And so we were like, boom, and he's like, like, we win. I was like, obviously, bro, you're using an instrument. That defeats the whole purpose. I'm still mad about it.
Yeah.
Like 12 years later, I'm like, yeah, it's a cappella.
You start beating me up for that, guy.
But no, this is a thing. This is what happened.
Dude, again, a bunch of Indian kids who do not know about sexuality.
Sure.
And there's one group getting more sexuality. We're
Right,
just like,
right.
I don't want whatever.
The thing is, Indians are so competitive with each
are,
other.
we are,
Is
bro.
the
Yeah.
problem, you know. what I
Desis in
mean?
general
We're
are
not
just-
like, we're not nice people.
Yeah.
We have as desis back then. We were so otherized.
Sure.
More than now.
Yeah.
Now it's not as intense. I feel people are down for Browns, but like we were otherized heavily. Still in
Yeah.
college.
Right.
You know, and I don't think you experienced a lot of this. You were always like in the mix. I don't think you ever had like, oh, I'm a little nerdy Indian boy vibes. You never were this. You were always like,
I was the first bad Indian in America.
Right, you
That's
were a bad
like my
boy.
claim to fame.
Yeah.
you were a bad boy. We were both like little Indian.
You guys are like good boys.
Study
Yeah.
boys.
Right.
Right.
Which is honestly why I think the group was like very good for me and like people that actually get in, because like you get in, you're like 17, 18, you think you're hot shit, you're like in this Ivy League school, you get into the Penn Masala, and so like you have this ego inherently by being like a brown kid, by being like smart or whatever. But there's like this hierarchy that works for the group, and like when you're a freshman, you kind of like you work within this system, which I think is helpful, and you like have to work cohesively. So like that cutthroat competition aspect, like you're like, okay, now you're on a team. You might just be, singing this one part for the entire show. You might not have any solos, but like it's still about like the greater collective, which I think is like a good lesson that
Do you guys
a lot of
do
people.
you guys haze the younger members?
There's like a process,
It's like, hey, beat these hoodie merches. Now sing Gubby Gubby.
I think
It's like Hot
changed.
Ones, but
I think
for
it's-
guzzles.
I think it's become a lot more like kinder now. But like there's like a process to like get initiated or whatever.
What's the initiate?
I'm
Let
sworn
us
to
in on
I'm
the skull
sworn
and
to
bones
secrecy.
shit.
I'm sworn to secrecy.
no.
Dude. I'm sworn to secrecy.
That was Big Rom. Our boy shouts to Big Rom.
Yeah, Big Rom will tell. He'll do a tell-all.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Solve
Was
this
he in
proof.
Pen Masala?
Yeah. He was.
Okay.
He was in the group.
So he can sing. Big
He
Rom, you can sing.
Yeah, he's a good DJ. Yeah, he's a great
Are
DJ.
you? Were you ever? Did you ever have any solos? Were you a solo guy?
Yeah.
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
This guy can sing his ass off.
Sing
Okay.
beautiful. We haven't even said this. That Harshil is a phenomenal singer.
Yeah.
Phenomenal
He's a
singer.
beautiful singer.
Amazingly so. Needs
Plays harmonium, plays tabla. You're just so multi-talented.
Thanks.
because Pranav got me a tabla, and I was like ready to play it right.
Yeah.
Every day, I still do. And your singing ability has inspired me to go even harder into my tabla. Because
Hell
I'm
yeah.
like, oh, if I get better at this, we can like do some
Yeah.
interesting things.
Yeah,
and have a
yeah,
good time.
we should.
So you're part of the reason why I'm going a little hard on the tabla too.
Yeah, that's
You know what
great.
I'm saying?
Yeah, my thing is I want you guys to form a band, and I want to be like, I don't know what I'll be in the band, but
Just the cymbal guy.
yeah. Yeah.
The cymbal.
I don't know, maybe just like the hype guy or something.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
You're
That
that
would be
guy
awesome.
be that guy in every quality video, that guy who's like twerking in Fatih Ali Khan's face, dude.
Oh, yeah.
2 seconds in, this dude's just like his ass
Yeah.
is just bared. Hey,
It's so funny how effeminately
Oh, yeah.
Indian men will dance when the beat hits them, and they're just
Oh,
like
yeah.
swinging their hips everywhere. I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
We make it rain on men.
I
Bro,
know,
that's
exactly.
what we do.
We
Bro,
do.
make it
Come
rain.
out with the dollar bill or
Yeah,
the
yeah,
rupee
yeah.
around them.
Once the last girl leaves the tent, it's like, okay, boy.
Yeah, now
let's
the
do
party
it.
started.
Let's go. Lock pinkies.
Yeah.
Chalo bhai.
Hell yeah.
Dude, yeah, you're such a phenomenal singer. You're a hilarious comedian. You got a lot. You're a very like capable guy. Like I feel like me and Pranav also like love someone who's like good at stuff.
Yeah.
You know that excites us for real.
Yeah.
You know, capable people.
Sure.
You know, it's our dad's kind of holdover. My dad also like needs to have some sort of thing to respect you with.
Yeah,
Or else
yeah,
I
yeah.
can't even like
Right,
hang.
right.
Right.
Yeah.
And even if I'm nice or like good, I'm always aware of their abilities.
Yeah.
At a very high level. Same with Pranav, right? So we
Yeah.
see you as like this guy who can like really do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Take in all that information.
No, sometimes Harshil will come over and he'll lead me in singing bhajans.
True story.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's real.
It's beautiful, dude. Bhajans are gorgeous, dude.
Yeah.
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 They're great.
It's fun.
What's the difference between the song? Like, okay, so I never understood this. Like, Jo Jagadish. What? So that's a bhajan?
Yeah.
That's a sing, right? What about the ones that are like
Those are like either mantras,
Yeah.
stotrams.
but it's not bhajans though,
They're not bhajans.
Yeah.
no.
because they're not they're not lyrics, but they're still singing. them.
I don't know. How would you differentiate?
I think a lot of like and I'm not an expert on this, but I think a lot of the bhajans that like we're aware of, like culturally, like a lot of them tend to be in like Hindi or Avdi, like not necessarily in Sanskrit.
Yeah.
And so it's more like for the people to like come together and like sing. And then the stuff that you're referring to are sometimes like Vedic chants, like old chanting
Right.
in Sanskrit. Like if you hear like a lot of Carnatic, like old-timey singers will like chant that like in the mornings in like Bangalore, like on the radio, like every
Yeah.
single radio
Love
station
it.
has that sort of like chanting on.
Yeah.
I think that's like more what you're referring to.
They have more like ritual applications
Yeah,
than
yeah.
the Om Jai Jagadish bhajans and
Right,
stuff.
right.
It's ritual or Bahubali 2 background.
Yeah, exactly.
Either the most frivolous
both.
or the most
Yeah,
sacred
yeah.
thing.
Well, dude, I mean, like, I'm a big fan now of like listening to like lo-fi, like the Hanuman Chalisa lo-fi. That's
Oh, yeah.
it's a bop, dude.
I write to this sort of mantras now.
Shri Guru Charan Saro,
Yeah, it's tight. It's tight.
It's just shaggy.
Yeah.
And the beats is so minimal.
Right.
I'm like, yo.
I know there's some people that like think it's like some people that make music or whatever, like, oh, I would never do it to like Hindu stuff, like that's like making it impure. Like I don't feel that way. I feel like if you can incorporate it with like something that you vibe to musically, it only makes it that much stronger of a connection. Like I don't see it as like being like blasphemous or whatever.
I don't think. I mean, do people come out against that? I don't.
I know
really
some people that are like-
I'll see that occasionally,
Yeah.
but I feel like the general thrust is for people to embrace it.
Yeah,
right?
I hope
Like-
so. I think it's a good.
Like lo-fi Hanuman Chalisa, I got
That's awesome.
like billions of listens. You
and
know,
if that
on
gets you
Spotify.
into Hanuman Chalisa or whatever, then it's
Yeah.
like cool.
You have Islam too, who are like, you know, so there's a group that are like, no music,
Right.
Right.
Because they're not glorifying God. You're glorifying yourself for some concept. But it's like, bro, isn't music the way to God? Like, if you're really thinking about it, right? And the higher levels of feeling, higher levels of being. Qawwali seems to get it on the nose.
Yeah.
But there's
Yeah.
a contingent of Islam that's like, fuck Qawwalis. They're
Yeah.
fucking devil music.
Yeah,
Which,
yeah.
if you see the guy twerking, kind of makes sense. You know?
But
Like
the thing with Qawwali though is that it's very hybrid culturally, right?
Right.
And so like in a lot of songs they'll be singing to like Hindu deities as well.
I love
Like
that.
it's a very intermingled kind of stuff,
Yeah.
right? It's not just pure like Quran
Right.
thumping, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's ever,
I also sing Qawwalis, so to dispel any Hindutva rumors.
I'm just kidding. He's just Gujarati. That's literally
I
all
sing
it is.
Qawwalis.
Yeah.
All right, I love singing. Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, shout out.
some of my best friends are pedophiles. Dude, yeah, you're a very open guy. Dude, that's the first thing I knew about you because like we did the first Mango Bay show, right?
Yeah.
Before we were friends with Harshil, it was like,
Yeah.
that for those like packed to the gills and a lot of brown comics in the back. He's one of those brown comics in the back, and he texts me this really beautiful gay thing. He was like, "Hey man, loved it. Just brown,
I remember that.
Brown. I grew up around white. Brown, and I'm gay.
As a brown child.
And I'm just gay for you." And I loved it. But you know what's so crazy is that once you sent that, I had put you in this group of like this nice boy, brown, who just wants to be around brown. I didn't realize that you were just like a tamasha bitch. Like,
Marshall got that dog in him, dude.
Well, I think some context to that is like.
You're gonna revise my shit.
No, I'm not revising it. I still mean what I said in the gay text. But it was like at that time I was like a month or two into comedy, like just doing open mics still. And I think I had met you randomly through our boy Dan Davies.
Yes.
And you were like, "Hey, you should come to like the Brown Picnic," which I was like, "Whoa, like Brown Comics Picnic." And like just to be labeled as a comic at that point, I was like, "Whoa, what? Like this is nuts." And then I was like, "Okay, like I'll show up." And then you're like, "Yo, come to this like Mango Bay show. Like it's sold out, but like you know, you can come in." And I was like, "What, dude? Like what?" And so it was just like I was just like excited still, you know. I'm excited to be here, like, you know. But I was like, "Whoa!" So then I was like, "All right, let me be sincere for a moment." But I can see how it was interpreted as like, "Yo, this guy's probably
Harshil
lame
is a
as
sweet
fuck.
boy. Harshil is a good boy. He got that kutta in him, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you got both. It's not a monolith, right? You're both kutta and kuti.
So okay, thank you.
He's a good boy. He's a very good boy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The values that I love in human beings, you have almost all of them.
Okay, yeah, working on the last few. Yeah. We'll see.
There's so many stories I feel like of people like assuming more grandiose things about a scene, like, "Oh, that was crazy," and then you realize it's really nothing. It's just you know, people hanging out. And that's the whole thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think like the proximity to which you can be involved in a community is like closer than you think. And so like that was like just kind of that was that experience for me. Like I don't know if I told you this, Pranav. Like the first or second time maybe I ever did an open mic was at Eastville, and I lived very close to it. And I had known you from like Mango Bay as well. Yeah. And it was like 4 people there maybe, and like I ate shit. And I was like, "Oh, dude, I know that guy." And then you actually came up to me afterwards. You're like, "Yo, nice set, man." I was like, "Oh, fuck!" He acknowledged my existence. Like it was very kind. So you're both
nice.
very kind people. And so it was like,
Thank you
nice.
for saying that because a lot of people get the wrong impression about me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Both. Same.
No, you are acknowledged as like the puppy dog, the nice one.
Yes, but I think people also put too much on me, like, you know, like, "Oh, wow," and they realize I'm not shit very quick. Like, "Oh, he's just a fucking idiot," you know, which is good. Like, you know, that's what it should be, right? But yeah, I think Japanese guys call him dog with no master. Yeah. That's like his nickname in the Japanese community.
No way.
One Japanese guy.
One Japanese guy.
One Japanese.
Yeah.
Fumi.
Fumi.
Looking at you, Fumi.
Imagine a small Japanese guy and like Pranav just walking by you and you see like just like, oh.
For him, it was a real like Godzilla moment.
Yeah.
Like, who is this guy? Oh,
Kuchiya. You like crash into a skyscraper, it falls down. Kuchiya. So Pranav's a puppy dog as well. You know what I'm saying? So that's really interesting. But also Pranav won't really give you the accolades or the like, "Hey, but unless you actually were good or funny," you know what I'm saying? He's not just going out of his way to be like, "Hey, welcome to the scene, bud.
Right.
Come on in.
Yeah,
Water's fine." That's not, you know?
Yeah.
So that it's also like you know, it's contingent on skill as well.
Right. Yeah. But I think it also is like a lot of people will just like let their ego get in the way of even like making any connection with like a new person or like, you know, an open micer or whatever, which is what I was at the time. But it was like nice that you guys extended that. So that was very kind.
Of course.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm not the guy who beatboxed against that guy.
That is
I've
true.
learned.
100% true.
Okay.
100% real.
That is one of the funniest things.
Yeah.
You know what that's the story of? That's the story of Cardinal showing up at the at the like whatever the display, the
right.
warriors out on get them or whatever. You know what I mean? And just be like, "I can challenge this guy."
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, I'm more of an Arjuna vibe, dude. I'm just like really there for people. And
You're big time Karan vibes there.
No, I
That's
don't
okay
think Karna.
too. That's okay too.
He's like Usama, like Duryodhan, dude. He's like one of those like hateful bitches, dude, who can't handle it.
Showing up like, "I can mog this bitch." Yeah, what's up? What's up, soft boy? Yeah, growing up in a palace and all that. Yeah.
Who's the guy who challenged to the dice game? Who was the guy who rigged it?
Shakuni?
Shakuni. Yeah.
Shakuni, yeah,
Shakuni,
exactly.
yeah.
Let's go play, dude.
Yeah.
Want to play?
I want to play.
Yeah. You like the dude that like hustles at pool, but it was like beatboxing.
Or it's like, if I win this beatboxing round, I fuck
beatboxing
your girl.
hustler?
Yeah.
Like if I beat you in beatboxing, I fuck your girl, dude. What's up, dude?
Usama comes up coughing with a hoarse voice, like, "Hey, guys want to have a beatboxing competition?
Yeah.
Double or nothing, I fuck your mom, dude.
Let's make it interesting."
If I win, I fuck your mom.
Oh man.
I mean, okay, so now you're in comedy. You're fucking going in.
Yeah.
You're getting like really better, just like so quick, dude. Everyone's fucking on your shit. They love it.
They love you.
You know, you have like one of those like the inaugural like crushing stories.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah,
When
yeah, yeah.
someone else who's not a friend of you does that.
Right. That's
Because
what
when Basam is like crushing, who cares? It's your boy.
Yeah.
But like when like someone named Lucy or something, it's
Right.
like, man, he's crushing.
Yeah, that's
That's
nice.
the real.
It is nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
No, I love watching his stories sometimes. It'll be like Basam Shukla crushing, and then the next story will be Harshil. Will be like Basam Shaw crushing.
Yeah.
I'm like,
He's my boy. We both crushed. We both happened to crush that day. Okay.
I've seen things where like one guy's like crushing, and other guy's like Basam doing
Yeah.
the damn thing.
Yeah. Smiley face emoji.
Yeah.
It's like, all
How
right.
dare you, bro?
Yeah.
If someone does that to me, we're done, dude.
Yeah.
If I say crushing to you and you say he was there, we're done. Dude.
No.
I don't do that.
Yeah.
I always say people are like on Sty Guys,
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
if they're not crushing. I'll just always put crushing.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what yesterday.
And
I
then
was-
sometimes I feel bad because the person will have not had a good
That's
set.
what-
and they'll look and they'll be like,
They know. They
"Crushing?"
know.
Like, murdering, destroying.
Or you have to catch like the boomerang when there's actually a reaction in the audience, and for some people it's
I
like,
know.
I haven't
Yeah,
got one yet.
yeah.
Okay. All right, they move their shoulders.
yeah,
One guy
yeah,
moved
exactly.
his shoulders. It's like,
I think I was just farting.
Yeah.
yeah. Any
But
movement,
Like trying to do a
any
boomerang.
movement will do.
Trying to do a boomerang of a one-liner comic. It just
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
work that well.
Yeah.
Every time I get boomerang, it's always me sig heiling something.
Yeah.
Every time.
That's true.
Dude. They all.
That's true.
So what's next, bro? You're kind of in two worlds right now, dude. You got You're a legitimate lawyer,
Yes.
not
yeah.
on some. I mean, real.
He's a real lawyer.
That's true.
And you're a real comedian. This is now like getting into the Ken Jeong style of like, what are you gonna do?
I'll play a lawyer in a Judd Apatow movie, and then that'll hopefully be the breakthrough. But no, I think I don't know. Like I feel like I started comedy after like I switched. Like I was working very tough hours as a lawyer.
But didn't you used to do comedy as well? I thought you had told me that, like when I met you at that mic, right?
Yeah.
You used to do improv or something.
Yeah, I used to
right?
do like when I first moved to New York, like pre-law school, like this is like 2013 to 2015. I did like UCB improv.
Yeah.
And then like went off to that's how like Dan Davies was doing improv with me. That's how I first met Matt Pavich, who's not I'm not gonna out him as an improv guy. Like his like girlfriend at the time had like gotten him like a 101 class, and so we all became friends. And I went off to law school after that, and they obviously continued on their stand-up paths. And then when I came back, I was like working all the time, had no life, and it was the first time I think in my life where I didn't have a creative outlet of any kind. And I was like, this fucking sucks.
Right.
But I was just like working all the time. Then I switched jobs, and I was like, okay, if I switch jobs, got to promise myself I'll at least like try to do music or like try to do open mics for the first time. And so that was 2.5 years ago, and then it started as like a hobby outlet, and now it's just kind of grown into something more, which has been a lot of fun. But I think I'm at this like crossroads where I have to like evaluate like what am I really like, what is the path to really go for it?
Don't put
versus,
that much
like,
pressure on yourself.
well, no, but like
you know?
even just like your question I think was like what's next in terms of like where you are, and I think like I'm still figuring that out. But
Yeah.
we'll
I
see.
don't know, man. You don't want to go working for a moving company. You know what I
No,
mean?
I
So
don't-
you can
yeah.
do like, you know what I
Well-
mean? I would stay being a lawyer and then keep doing what you're doing. It seems
I'm
like you're
happy.
doing great.
Yeah, I'm enjoying where I'm at.
You know
but
how many
we'll see.
comedians we know? They're in like their mid 40s and they're still working at a moving company. You know what I mean? And it's just like that's not the life.
When that Comedy Central set hits, I can
Yeah.
finally feed my 2 kids.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
you're in a moving truck, like getting an ottoman out. Like, it's a lot,
Yeah.
But I'll say this, man, you're a very funny guy.
Thanks, man.
You are very good at getting better too, which is kind of the whole thing,
course,
right?
yeah.
Can you take in values and then work
Yeah.
on them and then upgrade?
Right.
That really is the only cycle worth a damn in this that means anything, right?
Yeah.
You could be, if you're not doing that, the cycle of reflection and getting better, then nothing will matter.
Right.
So and you're very good at that. So I think that if you have that cycle, then I see only good things.
Thank you.
Again,
Yeah,
from
we'll see.
my myopic vision. you
Sure.
know.
Thank you, Master Splinter.
Yeah.
I'm a rat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it'd be a big disservice if you didn't do this.
Yeah, I want to keep doing it.
Yeah, of
It's
course
fun.
you're gonna
I'm
keep
having a
doing
good
it.
time.
It's not even a question.
Yeah, I'm having a good time.
having
You made it
fun.
sound like I said I was about to quit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Dude, you literally said you're at a
You're
crossroads.
like, dude, keep doing it, dude. Keep running your little rinky-dink bar shows. I'm sure it'll be fun. Let me know if you want me to do a little guesty, a little bump ski in the follow account. I'll do that for you. Feel free to use my picture again to boost your fucking show. He like called me out on that. I had this beautiful picture of him. He's like, yeah, use my picture. I'm not even on the fucking show, dude. I was like, sorry, it was a good pic.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Sorry, bro.
It's just me going.
Yeah.
It's
You
really
are doing
good,
a point. You are doing a point.
I'm straight up always.
Yeah.
just-
It's always either the point or the sick. Either way, it's always threatening.
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
you know
There's
what
something
I
going
mean?
on.
It's like
Something going on.
highly threatening
Yeah.
gesticulation.
Yeah. Usama also always thinks I'm like interesting only if I'm drunk.
Dude, that's
So like
not true.
the fact that we're riffing right now, he's gonna be like, "Did you have some whiskey before this? Like, what happened? Why are you interesting right now, dude?" Even when it's like an innocuous conversation, like we walk down the street, he's like, "Yeah, you made a really good point the other day. Like you must have had a couple White Claws in you or something. But you were saying like blah blah blah." I was like, "Dude, no, it was just we were hanging, bro. We were hanging, dude."
It's a gross misrepresentation of what actually is. It is. But I love it. I mean, dude, we party because we live like 3 blocks away.
I know. I'm
Yeah,
jealous
yeah.
of you guys.
No, so
It's
I
fun.
see him all the time, you know, and like quick little moments. We'll do like uncle strolls, you know,
Oh, yeah.
go around.
Yeah.
Right. Look
fun.
at the hotties in the
in the neighborhood.
looking
yeah.
good.
Yep.
Looking good with their hands behind our back.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
one is nice.
Yeah.
Just leaning over, looking at some girl's ass. Like, excuse me.
Good. Good. Some Asian girl like China. China.
Send a picture to Pranav. Send a picture.
Pranav will like it.
China. That's good.
He would like it.
Yeah, dude, the crossroads seems to be like a pretty not real
Yeah.
thing. Because I met you kind of at the end of this. Can I tell them the hotel story or no?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So now so this is before I really know this guy. Like my concept of Harshil is like always, like from the beginning I met you, it's been just getting better and better and better and like changing and morphing. One time I was like with my ex, right, at a staycation at Williamsburg Hotel, right? And I was like going up on the floors, and as I exit, who do I see in the hotel but Harshil? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, Harshil? The guy who sent me the gay text? That's what I knew you as, right? And then you're like, hey,
Did he
man.
follow me here?
Yeah. And I'm like, what are you doing here? He's like, hey, man, you know, I'm having some issues with my girlfriend, my fiance.
Okay.
Can we talk?
We could call it girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah.
What can we say?
Say girlfriend. You can say
Girlfriend.
Yeah.
Hey, my girlfriend, and you know, I got kicked out of the house, and now I'm here. And I saw that, and it was such a wild thing. You were at the end of something very intense.
Yeah.
That's when we started hanging out as well, actually.
Right,
It was
yeah.
at the end of that relationship.
Yeah. I think that's when it was.
That is now completely done.
Now you have us
Yeah.
in your life, so
Yeah,
it's
now I don't
obviously
need-
a much
I don't
better
need-
thing.
It's more stress apparently.
Yeah. Yeah.
Usama, I drink. What? You want to do this now? But your life is so much different than that moment now.
Oh yeah, it's wild. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I was in a very long-term thing, living together, like had the corporate law gig, like, you know, working all the time, coming back. Like this is very different than what I would have ever imagined. Like, you know, being like you know, a single guy in my 30s right now, like doing comedy, like living in Williamsburg was not in the cards, like at all. Being on like a podcast, like it's like wasn't at all in the cards. So yeah, since that day, a lot has changed.
The credits are getting less and less
Yeah.
amazing. We do shows.
Being on a
being on a podcast. And,
You just said a podcast, too.
You know, get
I've
on
done 2 at this point.
take a train to places. Jesus Christ, man.
Got an unlimited subway card. Like I would never thought this for myself. You know,
What kind of...
Daddy can eat now, bruh.
This is like Soft White Underbelly, that little series where like the black and white.
I don't know.
Where like it's like the crackhead being like, now I eat food.
Yeah. But it is very different. It is different from the hotel day.
Are you scared?
Am I scared? No, I don't think I'm scared. I don't think I have fear. I think there's like, you know, always like some sort of uncertainty, but I don't think there's like an actual like fear. I think sometimes like I can find myself like paralyzed by inaction.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's just like trying to figure out what I want to do and like where I want to go. But I don't think it's like a fear. I don't think I have fear.
I'm scared if I was starting in this time. 'Cause I feel like everything's so visible and you got to be so visible now.
That's true.
That was not a part of our
Right.
upbringing. in
What do
comedy.
you mean though? Like just like
Social
the social
media.
media vibes?
Social media. When we were coming
Oh,
up,
yeah.
we're all still coming up, but it was much more like grind it. That's good.
Yeah.
Anonymity is power, right?
Yeah.
But there is no more anonymity anymore. And if you are anonymous, you're lame now.
Yeah.
Is that the
yeah.
vibe? It just feels like kind of shit.
Yeah, I guess that is true. But I guess like I did it when I did like I was never like I am going to start comedy now and like this is like these are the this is the landscape that exists and therefore it's just like I started it as like this fun little thing and it's grown into this. I'm just like kind of thankful. That sounds to your point gay, I'm sure, but like I'm just like thankful. Sincerity is gay to Usama.
Sounds like to your point gay.
Yeah. But I'm just like grateful. So like if this is what it is, like if the landscape is I have to like fucking clip shit up and try to post shit, like that's what I'll try to do. But you know,
adapt.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I get it, dude.
Yeah.
He's having fun.
It's
We're all
I'm having a
having
good time.
fun.
Yeah.
Can y'all wait, what's up? Oh, you want to go Patreon? What time are you at? All right, cool. Can y'all invite me to y'all's Hindu offs?
Hindu offs.
Hindu offs.
We try to.
What do y'all do at
We try
these
to mog
things?
each other in Hinduism.
Everyone is invited.
Yeah.
Is it open invite?
I feel like it's y'all doing shrooms together and no one else.
No, it's just we just do little satsangs. You
Yeah,
know, we just
we-
like talk about shit.
Well, honestly, like read like interesting philosophical texts and then like talk about them because they're very dense and
Yeah.
old. So it's
Yeah.
like nice to like actually synthesize it with someone else.
Yeah.
And then like inevitably, I whip out the harmonium.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
So that's gonna
Happens to be the-
anything that happens, a harmonium is involved. Just to be clear, you come over for dinner, I'm whipping it out.
I'm imagining you on like a balcony and Pranav just looking at you. Like, you're just playing for him. And
Yeah.
he's like he's doing his own little like.
No way, man. It's like I'm sitting back there. I'm like, yeah, play harder,
Play,
play harder.
play it,
Take off your shirt.
I want to be in this. I want to
come
jump
through.
This.
Yeah, that's
You know,
fun.
Next week, maybe we might do one.
Yeah.
You know, I want to take my shirt off.
That
With
yeah.
my boys.
Well, you're not there yet. but
Yeah, you got to graduate to that level. Yeah.
It's just them attacking. They're just throwing Qurans out the window. Sorry. Whoops. Dropped. Whoops. What kind of text are you talking about? What are you talking about? This is like.
What we read Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah.
We clip up the Bhagavad Gita and read
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Stuff
how so
from
like
the-
you'll take a passage and be like, okay, so what
Yeah.
does
Yeah,
this mean?
what was this part? Like, what did
For a
how
while,
did
we
you
were doing
understand?
pretty regularly. We would discuss specific. We would read through and get through
Yeah.
multiple chapters, and then discuss what we read, and then we would sing,
Yeah.
chant, and then we were just hanging.
Yeah, we
just
just
like
hang.
listening to music, hanging
Yeah.
out, vibing.
This sounds
So
amazing.
It's like a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
it's
know what I
fun.
mean. It's not like a formal thing of like now we gotta do it. No, like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
pretty free flowing.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean. If I'm reading something interesting, I'll send Harshil.
Yeah.
You know, a copy or something like
Yes.
that, and
Yeah.
like. That's kind of what it is, you know? Because, look, for me, it was just like there's not many IRL Hindus that I know,
Right.
you know what I mean, who are actually into this shit. Most Hindus are just like, no,
Right.
I need to get away from that, right? But
Yeah.
for me, the philosophy is so pretty amazing, you know what I mean? The mythology and everything. That when I found out Harshil was into it, I was like, dude, let's hang out and do
Yeah.
this, and we'll, you know, do some drugs or something and
Yeah.
like fucking have fun.
It was really cool to make that connection because like again like I know now across the country there's obviously like Hindu temples where you can like go and do like that version of like Sunday school or whatever.
Yeah.
But like like I said, I grew up in like these very remote, usually like homogenous
Yeah,
places where that wasn't really a thing.
Yeah.
But I was always interested in it like from a linguistics perspective, from like a song perspective, and then as I got older, like philosophical, like what does this all really mean? And so to like find someone that was also interested in it was cool. Like it's like this whole thing of like my childhood or whatever where I never really got to explore it. Where it's like, oh, now there's someone that's into it. I can talk about it, like learn from.
no, it's amazing.
So it was
and like the
cool.
more and more I started to get to know you, we're doing
We're
this.
gonna keep this going for a little bit on the Patreon. Come on down.
Come on down.
Your mango big.